Now, people were listening to Rick Glaser's because some of these content creators, right? And I hate to bring them in it, but it's going to illustrate a point. Some of these content creators, unfortunately, they receive their information from Rick Glaser. They don't have no inside sources. If you listen to some of the content creators, especially the ones that don't like me and disrespect me and insult me, right? They just repeat the words they heard him say. They don't have no evidence. They don't present no facts to you when it comes down to fighters competing in the ring once a year, when it comes to the business of boxing, when it comes to how fighters get paid, how they can maximize their earning potential. Most of that stuff you learn here. But at the same time, they repeat the words of Rick Glaser. They repeat the words of Rick Glaser. Some of them. You listen to Rick Glaser long enough, then you go on certain people's channels, you like, he's saying the same thing Rick's saying. That's where they get their information. That's their inside source. A PBC hater, an Al Heyman hater, a PBC fighter hater, him. The guy that called me a lifelong loser, him. But 4 months ago, I called him on the phone, right here live and living color. He didn't want to talk to me. He actually hung up on me. Him, Rick Glaser. I backed him in the corner, and then he ran off of here too. But the reason why I'm bringing up Rick, because I want to show y'all something about why you got to look at the business of boxing for what it is and hold people accountable, even if it is Devin Haney and why he's saying what he's saying. Hold on for a second. Before I play that, I'm going to play Oscar De La Hoya's words. Remember, a couple of months ago, it was what, 2 months ago or something, Oscar De La Hoya did a clapback Thursday, and he responded to the allegations that Bill Haney posed against him and imposed in a lawsuit against Golden Boy. Y'all remember that? I'm going to play it for you because I'm proving the point. I want to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all what De La Hoya said. All right, this is audio from Oscar De La Hoya. I'm going to play this. I'm going to play Rick Glaser words, and I'm going to tie it all together. This is Oscar De La Hoya, clapback Thursday a few months ago. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape. Hold up. Wrong one. Hold up. Play it over.
The Haney's filed a lawsuit in the state of New York against my fighter, Ryan Garcia. For battery, fraud, and breach of contract. The Haney's also named my company Golden Boy Promotions in the lawsuit because they want a full accounting of Devin's fight against Ryan. In other words, they want to see my books. They don't believe the fact that Garcia Haney only did a little over 300,000 homes.
Did y'all hear that? Oscar De La Hoya said they don't believe that they were paid what they were owed. But Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney did a little over 300,000 buys. Pay-per-view buys when they fought each other. That's what Oscar De La Hoya said. Now, 300,000 is really nothing to sneeze at. That is a fair number. But I wanted to put that in perspective with what Rick Glaser told me when he was here about a year ago, actually, about September of last year, when he called himself trying to debate me. I want to play something for y'all, but before I do that, that was Oscar De La Hoya. He said, the promoter of Golden Boy Promotions said that the fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney did a little over 300,000 pay-per-view buys. That's what Oscar De La Hoya said. And Oscar De La Hoya said it in a negative way. He didn't say it in a positive way. But let's go back to hear what Rick Glaser said when he was here and he was talking to me about pay-per-view buys. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Yeah, put that in perspective. And to answer your question, you said name a fighter that he's developed. I can name one right now. His name is Gervonta Tank Davis, who fought 6 months apart, once in January. Actually, 3 or 4 months apart, once in January, once in April.
Okay, so you just said, I agree. Yeah, okay, 100%. Okay.
He agreed 100%. He asked me, who did Al Heyman and PBC build up and make them a superstar? I said Gervonta Tank Davis. He was stunned. Rick Glaser was stunned because his point was PBC fighters fight once a year. And I said Tank Davis. He a PBC fighter. He fought twice in 4 months. And they brought him up from the ground up. After he was 11-0, the last 20-something fights, Tank been on fire. And he is a superstar. And he is the face of boxing. And we know that. And what did Rick Glaser say? I agree. He conceded 100%. He agreed with me, right? Now, keep that in mind because I'm going to bring this back to illustrate a point about why Devin Haney is saying what he's saying about these promoters. And also what De La Hoya said about Ryan Garcia fighting Devin Haney with 300,000 pay-per-view buys.
But he drew 61,000 pay-per-view buys in January. Okay, when he fought Isaac Cruz, he drew 52,000 buys, and he just did a huge number. Ryan Garcia was a major part of that. Okay, what?
How many pay-per-view buys did Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis sell?
Over 1.2 million.
Stop right there. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. That's why I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna let y'all go home in just 1 second. This is why y'all have to please do your research. Don't go by hearsay. Verify the information. Some of these content creators, the ones that don't like me, that's who I'm talking about. And I'm talking about them because they get their information from listening to Rick Glaser. That's why his speech is a carbon copy of theirs. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Rick Glaser said Ryan Garcia was a major part of Tank Davis doing over 1 million pay-per-view buys. But Oscar De La Hoya said when Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney, they only did 300,000 pay-per-view buys. And guess what? You're definitely not going to find this nowhere else. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia fought. What month did Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia fight in? Let's see if we got some true, genuine Tank Davis fans in the house. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, what month did they fight in when they fought? Let's see. We got some Tank Davis fans in the house tonight. I'm sure we do. When Tank Davis fought Ryan Garcia, can someone in the chat tell me what month was it? Can somebody? Thank you. Who is that? Thank you, TBIRL D1 Ghetto Fab 2. Thank you. What month was that in? You guessed it. It was in the month of April. Thank you, Manyface Publishing. It was in the month of April, y'all. Right? When Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis, they fought in April. What month did Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight in? What month was that, chat? Let's see if we have some Devin Haney fans in the house. What month was that? Anyone know? What month was it when Haney fought Ryan Garcia? The month of April, right? So let's get this straight. When Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis in the month of April in 2023, according to Rick Glaser, they did 1.1 million pay-per-view buys. A year later, in the same month of April, the same fighter, Ryan Garcia, fights Devin Haney, and according to Oscar De La Hoya, they only did 300,000 pay-per-view buys. So let me ask you a question then. If Ryan Garcia, one fighter, can fight two different fighters within the same month in different consecutive years, but lose over 700,000 to 800,000 pay-per-view buys, then what does that tell you? It tells you two things, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll to Tape film crew. It tells you that Rick Glaser is downplaying the superstar power of Tank Davis. And it also tells you that the common denominator was not Ryan Garcia. It was Tank Davis, which means that when Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney, according to how much money the promoters had to put out, including Golden Boy Promotions, they possibly came back in the red because Devin Haney is not a big pay-per-view star. So basically what I'm getting at with that, Rick Glaser don't know what he's talking about because Ryan Garcia was not the major draw in that fight with Tank. But at the same time, Oscar De La Hoya has a right to feel some type of way that he used the same guy, his guy, Ryan Garcia, put him in there with Devin Haney, and the expectation level of the pay-per-view buys were shot. And that's the reason why, in my opinion, that Devin Haney is not marketable to the promoters here in America. Because if he was, the promoters would have jumped at being a part of the process of the purse bid with Bob Arum when Bob Arum was representing Sandor Martin. And don't forget, Sandor Martin was a mandatory for Devin Haney to fight. Right? You ain't going to find that nowhere else. Thank you, Creole. That's why I'm here. And that's why you here. So you can get it. Nobody else broke that down to you, did they? I know. But that's why we got to come together as a family and do research and stop just listening off of what all these people saying. Because the thing about it is this. Devin Haney can't secure a fight with Oscar De La Hoya right now because there's a lawsuit pending. Oscar De La Hoya can't secure a fight with Eddie Hearn because all of a sudden they beefing. Devin Haney can't secure a fight with Bob Arum because Devin Haney doesn't have anything that will benefit Bob Arum right now, not even a title. He has nothing to give him any leverage to secure another couple of $1 million from Bob. So I'm trying to figure out, where is Devin Haney going to go? Instead of blaming these promoters and insulting them, calling them BA promoters, which by calling them BA promoters publicly, They really ain't gonna do business with you now, insulting them. But okay. And then blaming them for you not fighting when you have your own promotion company. That's what they told me. That's what the chat told me. That's what people told me. And you're your own boss. That's the problem. Now, I'm going to leave on this note. Didn't somebody tell me that the Boxing Writers Association gave an award to Bill Haney? I'm going to tie this into AA. Who was that gave me credit? Thank you so much, D1. Hey, D1, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Hey, D1, didn't they tell us that the boxing, what is it called? Boxing Writers? I don't know. Somebody called me from that organization a couple of years ago. I don't want no awards from certain people. But yeah, people try to offer me stuff. I'm gonna get it alone. Hold on, let me ask you a question. I could have been manager of the year a long time ago. Who cares about that? But I want a question on that. Speaking of manager of the year, didn't people tell us that the Boxing Writers Association named Bill Haney manager of the year in 2023? Last year, right? I'm just trying to figure out, how can Devin Haney say that that's why he haven't fought in the ring, to be honest, if his dad was the manager of the year? I mean, I'm a boxing manager, and I can do 3 things right now to help Devin Haney in his career. Right now, 3 things right now. And he'll secure a big bag right now. But you mean to tell me the manager of the year, which is his dad, can't get him in the ring within 8 months? And they're their own bosses? Y'all have to, don't get mad at me. I'm tying it all together so y'all can understand the business. I don't understand. He got his own promotion company. He's his own boss. He has a lawsuit pending against one promoter. He's now beefing with another promoter. He has no leverage to go and make an appeal to another promoter and Bob Arum. And he has the manager of the year. And he's blaming it on the promoters. And that's why he hasn't fought. I'm confused.